Time go up.
No.
You might be hitting. How we doing here, Max? Ooh, we got a lot of pillows.
That's okay. I need them all. For my
all
back.
of them?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you all.
You know, we have very different styles of sitting, bro. You kind of like collapse. Your body just like folds
Yeah,
into the couch.
yeah.
And I am like stiff. I got to be held up by pillows and shit.
Yeah, like I'm like a cardboard box, and you're like a freaking, you're like a lamppost, dude. There's no flexibility to you.
I think my back would hurt. Like if we did a podcast and I just hadn't know this, and I was like, you're like a U shape or something.
Yeah, I know.
Or-
I think in the long term, maybe this is good, maybe this is bad. Do you sit on the floor?
At jiu-jitsu?
At home?
At home?
Yes.
Why?
I always sit on the floor, and I have a couch. I'm just like, meh, I'd rather be sitting on the floor. So I'm always seated in a way where I need to support myself, I guess.
But you don't. Yeah, but you don't.
Yeah.
You have no support, bro.
Yeah, it's very
like
weird.
you're sitting right now on like the back of your hip.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. You're so right, dude. It's so funny. Even when I'm working, like if I'm working at an office, it's the weirdest way that I sit in the weirdest, funkiest ways.
Your posture.
Literally, it's ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah.
Like my foot could be over my freaking head. Like, this is perfect. We work like this.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
So we're back, man. I feel like we owe an explanation to our.
Our audience, we missed a
Loyal
week.
audience.
It's up
2
and
weeks.
loaded. 1 week, there is a pod. We just haven't posted it. It's there.
Yeah, but they will have no podcast for 2 weeks in a row now.
Hey, man, sometimes we need a break,
Yeah.
you know? But we're here now.
Yeah, that's true. We're here. now.
What's the explanation?
The explanation is that here's the deal, man. Doing this podcast does require work and work hours.
Yeah, yes.
And me and Abby are self-employed, so we are pretty flexible with stuff like that. But sometimes we get really busy, and then the output that we need to do to make the clips and the edits and the podcast and all that has to be put aside because making money is important. You can't live without money, right?
We need the monies.
So that's why we weren't able to put out a podcast for a couple of weeks now, but we're working on it. We're putting a team together
That's right.
to do these things for us.
Team Sazad.
Team Sazad, yeah.
So that he hears it.
And hopefully, once we get all that figured out, this will be a smooth process, and we'll be able to do this. So
We'll get there, Max. And
That's the
honestly,
plan.
like, the unfair part of the whole story is like the bulk of the work was the creative kind of editing, and it really
Yeah.
did 99.9% fall on you because I was literally just uploading.
Yeah.
So, let's be very clear here. Like,
yeah,
there was a lot of
uploading
work on your part.
the raw file. As silly as it sounds, even just uploading
Dude,
the videos.
it's forever. It's
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
The uploading into our editing software is forever. I'm always monitoring
yes.
my computer. It's this weird
exactly,
thing,
yeah.
dude.
And for some reason, it seems like if you step away from your computer,
Yes.
like for like an hour or two, and then go back, it'll be like,
Yes, it screws
It
you, and you
fucks
have
it
to
up.
restart the process. Sometimes it
Dude.
takes me hours.
you know that like that like theory in science. I'm not a scientist, but like that
You
like
sound like one.
that like when you look, like the action of looking at an atom changes it.
I never heard that before.
Really?
But I would love to be able to see an atom.
I don't know if it's an atom, but like a microscopic thing,
Yeah, it is probably.
Like when you look at it, that sounds like such nerd shit.
Dude,
It's like shut the
you
fuck
want to
up,
talk nerd things? Yesterday we went to the competition in
Yeah,
Syracuse.
Syracuse. By the way, what a fucking! I wish we would have visited a bit. It was an interesting place, eh?
Yeah. It was the fasting for me that really got me. I was like, ugh. Like, I would have loved to stay there for like a couple of hours. And
Really?
Yeah, but in my head, I was like, I know I'm going to be super tired because I'm
Yeah.
fasting, blah, blah. But we digress. Why was I going to say that? Something that happened. Oh, right. So JP
Yeah.
was with us.
Yeah.
And JP was planning on competing. We're talking about nerd shit.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he went to bed and he was like, I was 0.4 over my weight. 0.4 kilos over my weight class. So I think his weight class is 70.
Yeah.
And he weighed in at like 70.4.
Yeah.
And dude, When we get to the venue,
Yeah.
he's suddenly 2 kilos over
Yeah.
the allotted weight. And he's like, dude, I swear to you, I did nothing between last night and then. Obviously, the obvious reflex is like, your scale is broken.
That's what dude, yes.
Right? It's the obvious
yeah.
reflex. Everybody goes there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's your scale. He's like, I always use this scale. It
Okay.
always matches up with everything.
Fuck.
And like, I believe him. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right. I'm like, well, let me ask, ChatGPT. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Wake up next day heavier. Is this possible?
Yeah.
ChatGPT said yes. That you can gain 1 to 3 pounds in your sleep. What the hell does that mean? Where? Where does this weight come from in your sleep? Started saying some hormone stuff or, dude, in your sleep. What the hell does that, like, mass is just created in your body that
I
weighs
guess so.
more?
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
That's literally what happened to the kid because he was so angry and vulnerable in the moment that like I don't think I mean I know JP he would just say it straight. So he was just like, dude, I had a sip of Gatorade and like a handful of peanuts. He's like, is that 4 pounds? I'm like, no, bro, it's really not 4 pounds. So yeah, that's some nerd stuff there. So I believe you when you tell me something about
Plus,
the
you know,
atoms
like he didn't
changing.
really, like a bit of Gatorade and peanuts.
Ah, dude.
I mean, we had to drive 4 hours before getting to weigh-in. We left here at 6, and we got there at like 10. So you're not gonna get there completely dehydrated and starved. Like
No.
over here you can do it
Yeah.
if you weigh in at like 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you fight at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Right.
You can just hold out, but he didn't really. You gotta show up with something in your brain.
Yeah, and like those 4 hours are also burned calories. Like it just is. That also actually expends. Even though you're sitting, like just the fact that you're
Apparently
you're-
not for him though.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? But again, isn't that crazy? Like we need to really get to the bottom of this because this is like a jiu-jitsu thing. It's like you go to bed and you're like, I'm a certain weight. But if this is true, if like the atoms of our
Yeah.
body can
Plus-
turn into heavier weight
Plus-
the next morning.
Yeah. Plus JP eats. For sure he eats like super clean and all that. So I
Dude,
don't
the
know,
guy's
man.
like a monk.
Yeah.
Like he
Really?
He had this like matcha like drink that probably makes you poop a lot. He pooped.
I don't know if matcha makes you poop a lot, but apparently it's a good energy drink replacement. I've been looking into
electrolytes and
matcha
blah,
because
blah,
I
blah.
can't do that shit anymore.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
know, it's
get
funny.
you off that stuff.
I spoke about that in a special group of special meeting in rooms that I go to.
I like this.
And dude, people came up to me and they were like, "Me too, bro.
Whoa.
The same fucking thing."
Ailment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a combo of a lot
Down
of stuff.
to the T, bro.
I believe that, dude.
So
But stress, blah, blue, like there's those things all kind of also come together.
yeah,
as
but
like,
it's abusive.
Oh,
Like
really?
you saw how I used it.
yeah.
You can't do that
No.
for 5 days a week for 2-3 years straight. You know what I mean?
100% you can't.
You
Yeah.
can't.
No, you can't.
Eventually catches up to you.
We gotta
And
be JP.
you know what's messed up? When I do these things, in my mind I'm like, I'm gonna have to take care of this at some point. It's like I know that I'm gonna pay for it in the future.
Right. It's like this weird, like this today
Yeah.
you go through the same emotional cycle. Today, I'm gonna do this because today, but I'm gonna have to deal with it later. So today I get the pass, and then you keep living that
Yeah.
loop literally for like 6 years, and then you look in the mirror, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm old now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt at the tournament yesterday when I was like, damn, all the guys like this kind of like, you just kind of at one point realize, whoa, wait a second, a lot of time has passed.
Yeah.
Dude, all the guys in my bracket were bald. I was like, damn, I'm in the bald guy group.
That's not true.
Yeah.
There was one guy.
The guy with the hair had this huge bald spot. He's
Yes.
one of those guys that was just holding on. So
Dude,
he was
had-
covering the nest.
Yeah. Yeah. He had like a long hair kind of surfer type dude.
Yes.
And I mean, I guess it's, when you're in the gi, your hair looks dumb. If you have like
dude, if you
a
have
haircut
hair.
like that, you just look a little,
Einsteinish.
at that age too, like when
Yeah.
you're young, you can pull it off. But when Dude, that's why like old men, man. You know, you gotta trim it up. It's gotta be
gotta
tight.
trim it up.
It just
It's
is like it doesn't look anymore when it's long. When it's
Hey,
long,
that's
you
so
know.
silly. Oh man, that's the best. You really look like you freaking came out of like a fight with a bear. You're like, ugh,
Yeah.
all fucked up. You got that adrenaline dump going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun, man. Look, we talking about maybe like a little kind of recap of the tournament. Like we drove down there. This is our second tournament together as a trio.
Yeah.
Max, Abby, and JP. I think great team. First one, you had your stomach issues.
Yeah.
Like there's actually a curse that's going on. For
Yeah.
the,
2 and 2, bro. 2 and 2.
We're 2 for 2.
Yeah.
First one, you couldn't make it for the stomach stuff. Second one, JP couldn't make it because of
Overweight.
because being overweight. I guess the third one is gonna have to be me. I'm gonna have to find some weird.
You know, we'll see. I think we just need to be more dialed in.
Yes,
Like,
we're learning.
yeah, like the first one, I was not dialed in at all. You know,
Right.
With the food stuff and with
Did we
the-
talk about that on the last podcast that didn't air yet?
I don't.
But I love that story,
Yeah.
man. I mean, I get it. There was the ailment, but from my eyes,
It's just a combination of things, you know. Like I was messing around with the pre-workout for way too long, and then, but it's you know the reason why. So okay, just give you guys some info. We went to an American-style diner, and they had American-style. They had an American-style
wait, Max.
menu.
like there's one piece that people are missing here.
Really?
Yes, of course. We wake up at no joke 5:30 in the morning. Everybody, or like, yeah, I think it was 5:30 or 6
Okay.
max. Everybody is worried about making weight. By everybody, I mean you, and well, I mean you were worried.
I wasn't
No,
worried.
you weren't worried. Actually, you were
No, no.
like,
I knew I was good.
well, you were good, or you were like maybe you have to lose a pound.
I
or
made
two.
weight.
You did make weight, but JP was definitely super worried.
Yes.
All right, so you were nonchalant, and JP was super worried.
Yeah.
So JP goes into the hotel.
Well, he had work to do. He knew.
Yeah.
He knew that he had to shed a few
Dude,
pounds.
this guy had a treadmill going, max incline, maximum incline, and he is just tugging at it. And I was just sitting on the floor. Oh, there's another instance of me just sitting on the floor. And I was literally just sitting on the floor in the gym of the hotel, kind of watching him, entertaining him, giving him some conversation. He goes for 30 minutes on this incline. He's like sweaty or whatever. We're like, all right, now we need to just weigh you. Don't even ask me why. This hotel has no scale.
Yeah,
Remember,
it's so
like,
stupid,
yo,
dude.
we went around the whole thing. They have not
Dude,
one scale.
Fuck. First of all, hotels should have scales because normally people like to weigh their baggages before they go to the airport.
Something, dude. At least in
We
the
have
gym.
that where I live, and we're not even a real hotel.
It was nuts.
Yeah, crazy.
was nuts. So now
and
we
then
can't
the
find a scale.
the Planet Fitness
By
across the
luck,
street.
a Planet Fitness
But
across
they
the
don't
street.
have scales because they don't want to body shame or something.
No, yeah, I remember we walked in and the guy, we were like, hey, we just need a scale. He's like, there was a sentence he used, this is a non-judgment,
Non-judgment zone gym or something.
Yeah, like this is a free judgment zone gym. Whatever he said, it still boggles my mind. We all looked at him like, what? And he was like, there are
Dude.
no scales in any Planet Fitness gyms.
I can't believe that that's a model that.
How do you get away with? I guess you just got to look in the mirror. This is a judgment-free zone.
No,
that's what he said.
I think it's just that like people. I mean, I don't know, dude. When I go to the look, I know we like to talk about like not focusing on the outcome and all that, but when I go to the gym, I am, especially if you want to lose weight, like you need to know if your effort is giving you any,
yeah, result.
anything
But
back.
listen, I kind of get it. There's one angle there where at one point you actually do start losing, like the percentage of body fat starts going down and the percentage of muscle starts going up, and the scale doesn't change.
Right.
Because you're substituting one for another.
Yeah.
And so they don't want people to get discouraged.
Right. All right.
But why not just tell them that? It's like, hey, if the number on the scale isn't moving, the other question is, are your pants getting looser? If the answer is yes, that means you're changing your body composition. That means you're doing good. But listen, you should have at least one scale, for the guy.
Keep one in the back.
Keep on something.
Keep it a secret.
Somebody judgment-free zone. Anyways, so that guy screws us. So now we decide, let's just drive to the venue. It's around like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
We get to the venue. JP weighs in, makes weight. Abby weighs in, makes weight because I was fighting up a weight category. and Max weighs in, makes weight.
I'm
Now
good.
it's 8 a.m.
Yeah.
But now we still didn't even check out of our hotel. So we're like, okay, we still have to go back to the hotel. But on the way back, we're like, hey, do we check out of the hotel first and then maybe go grab something? I'm going to use the word, something quick to eat. You know, we are competing in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like it was 8 a.m. My first match was around 12:30. You
Yeah.
two, everybody was in that thing.
Yeah. Around.
And that's where we see, or where we remembered having seen, because on the way there we had already spotted it.
Poor Boys Diner, bro.
And
With a
what-
name like that, you know you gotta go, man.
Oh, my
With
God,
an
it was-
American flag and a cartoon on
It
it.
was so beautiful.
Come on,
yes,
man.
I know. I mean, it's
Live
crazy.
free or die.
It was
man.
amazing. And we're like, all right, let's eat now so that we can have more time to digest. You know, like
That
let's
was the
give
plan,
ourselves,
yeah.
let's give ourselves a bigger window to digest. And this is honestly where our love for American diners, or at least yours,
Yeah.
I feel to some extent might have gotten the best of you.
Yeah. But it's not only that, dude. It's that I have done this before. I have weighed in early in the morning before and then gone to a restaurant, had a full breakfast,
Whoa.
Eggs, what?
What's a full breakfast?
eggs, potatoes, bacon, beans, coffee, and like orange juice or whatever.
All right, that's a beautiful full breakfast. Now let's tell them what you had that morning. Which is
hold on.
definitely not.
What I just described is still a very greasy breakfast, dude.
I
Eggs, fucking fried potatoes,
I mean,
bacon.
bacon, yes. Wow, listen, dude. There's fried potatoes, like potatoes, and then there's steak fritter.
Yeah.
Like steak fritter, white gravy, grits, and biscuits. Biscuits. I think there's a bit of a gap between a deep fried steak with white gravy, some biscuits, which for people who don't know what biscuits are, it's literally
It's butter.
butter
Yeah.
in the form of a bread and a patty. And they were like two beautifully saucered things.
They're so good.
It's like,
And I think they were fried on a stove because they had grilled marks and they seemed like they were flattened out.
they looked so good.
So good,
I gotta
bro.
go back. I didn't get
Man.
a chance to do that because
Yeah.
I had eggs and cottage cheese.
Yeah, you had some boring ass
Yeah,
shit.
I had some nerd stuff. Damn. Anyways, so yes, now we're there.
You know what's funny though? Like, I don't know how I was feeling before that. I don't know if I was nauseous or not before eating that, but it's just the thing is that I think it's just the accumulation of me not respecting my stomach for all those years with the pre-workout especially. That like, and then that breakfast that day, I think just that just added up to like, because it does happen in the gym here sometimes. Okay, I show up like I'm not talking about the bottom that I hit where I'm puking in the shower and all that. I'm talking about like a few years back. Yeah, I mean,
Love
it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
A few years back when I was doing the pre-workout here, sometimes I would double scoop. Okay. And then-
Damn.
yeah.
Double scoop.
Yeah, but they had a fucking spoon made for it. They had a one scoop on one
Yeah,
side of
the
the
other
spoon,
guy
and
was
then
a
that's
little
why I'm like, well,
shorter.
hey, if they say it's okay, I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I was doing that, and then just like before stepping on the mat and rolling, just like around the mat, I would like walk, and then I would have to stop because I'm like, holy fuck, I'm nauseous. Am I gonna puke?
You would do the
But-
raccoon stop.
I would do the raccoon stuff, yeah.
Can't move.
But then I would just keep on going with my day, and then I would step on the mat, and it would pass. And then after training, sometimes when I would walk home, I would get that feeling too a bit, but it would pass, you know. So, anyways, that has been my experience for like years. But dude, this stuff just catches up to you.
Yeah, man. Of course, it catches up to you. And like, now you're just not 18 anymore. You know, like.
There's
it's
that
just-
too.
it's
Yeah,
just- it is what it
there's-
is, dude.
There's that too.
There's some
So
mileage on these
I
tires.
need to first of all, I need to accept life on life's terms, which means that sometimes I'm not going to have the energy that I would want to have on the mats, and I just have to accept it and live with it. Stop trying to look for something that's outside of myself to change it, because that just leads to me abusing anything that I put my hands on. And then the other thing, which is the opposite of what I just said, which is so fucking hilarious that I can't let go. I want to find a more natural product that won't fuck me up.
Matcha, baby.
I'm going to try with matcha.
I mean, listen.
But it's never going to be as good as the pre-workout. You know, that's
Yeah.
what drugs. You know why people love drugs. Honestly, it's
Yes.
because they work.
Yeah, fast.
Like you
they're,
cannot.
They're a fast
yes,
solution.
you cannot do cocaine and not be high off cocaine. It's instant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Versus.
It's so effective. You know, versus like breathing and meditation or some fucking bullshit. You know.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes time. Like these other things, anyways. Like to build up your cardio or to build up your stamina to the point where it's going to mirror kind of like even then, like it'll only be to a certain level. If you take a pre-workout, you're always going to get a little bit more. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like we're trying to elevate the baseline. If we can elevate the baseline, that's good. Meaning like, yo, this is where I operate. If I can operate at this baseline, I'm content. Like this output, I'm content.
Yeah.
Like it's the baseline now that maybe you feel that's low.
there's ups and downs, you know. That's the great thing with pre-workout is that like if I wasn't overworked, you know, and I took a pre-workout, I always felt like I was at the same level. I always felt that I could push myself, that I was good to go. Especially with my style.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's a grindy style.
Yeah, yeah. It's
like your breakfast.
Heavy.
Yeah.
So anyways,
So we had the breakfast. Max is now TKO'd, I think. It's slowly starting to seep into his system.
that I'm not gonna compete.
That you're not gonna get there. You started raccooning the scenario where you were like,
Yeah.
So, but we still had me and JP. I don't even know if we talked about this on that last episode.
I don't think
dude.
we did.
I have no idea. So if we're repeating ourselves, we're sorry. You got to listen to us a bunch of times. We got there. It was pretty cool, the venue, to be honest. Like, cool because of one thing. The area where they set up the mats had like turf.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, dude, I felt it like really nice to warm up on turf.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't that bad on the knees. Like it was actually kind of like it did the job really well. And yeah, we warmed up. We went at it. We did the war. It went well.
And yeah, both of you guys got gold.
Both of us got gold, and then on the way back,
Yeah.
we stopped at another diner.
Oh my god.
so that we could have some more fried food, and I could get a bunch of biscuits.
Yeah.
And pancakes.
Yeah.
Holy crap, we are out of control, dude. If you think about it,
insane.
It's insanity.
You know what's even more out of control? So by the time we left, by the time my match was happening, I was honestly better, you know. And then by the time we left the venue and we got to Cracker Barrel, I was better. And then as soon as I ate again, back at the same spot.
Oh, poor guy.
Instantly fucked up.
Yeah, I
like
mean, dude.
like in the car, just be like, oh my god, like when am I gonna
Why?
learn my lesson, bro?
It's been like 68 minutes. Like, dude, I know I did. I ordered like 2 fried chicken things, pancakes. It was like out of control, dude.
Yeah, I ordered a bunch of sides and pancakes.
Oh my
too,
God, you literally only ordered side dishes.
because I wanted a bit of everything. you
Yeah.
know?
But that Cracker Barrel place, which, what a
It's
name,
good,
one.
bro.
For me, it was a 10.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to go back to this New
Goddamn,
Hampshire
yeah.
place. One for Poor Boys, but maybe Poor Boys needs to become an after.
We have to do it after.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, because to be honest with you, the breakfast I had, even though it fucked me up, it was so good, man.
For sure. Listen, we just got to grind it out, do some jujitsu, fast,
Yeah.
and then eat at Poor Boys.
We got to be dialed in. The everything leading up to a competition. I feel like such a fraud saying this because I failed so bad.
Dude.
Everything leading up to a competition, we got to be dialed in, man.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Like, and these are, you know, you live and you learn. What are we gonna do here? Like,
Yeah.
it's a loss, but it's just it's an L. It's a different type of L. Sometimes
Yeah.
you take it on the mats, but you know what? If anything, this is here. White Belt Podcast. We're doing jujitsu. This is honestly the best advice that we can give you guys coming out of this New Hampshire scenario where Max had his stomach issue. It's funny because we're always looking to be like, hey, what can I adjust in my jujitsu? Because let's say you actually did
Yeah.
your matches.
Yeah.
People's mindsets are always, where could I put my, how could I get better at close guard. How can I get better at blah, blah, blah? But it's like, yo, there are other factors, even within the game.
Yeah, that's true.
There a bunch, dude. Like this is a prime example of like an element that was not taken care of that left whatever, like untamed, led to a loss. Maybe you didn't step on the mat, but
Yeah,
it did lead
that's
to
true.
a loss. And now you have to take like an inventory of that situation, and you have to do the adjustment. But sometimes we only focus on what happened on the mats.
But hold on.
Sleep, dude.
Yes, yes, yes. But look, let me say this. These things. So not. No, dude. I feel like these things are basic fucking things. They're the foundation.
I
like,
don't know how basic they are.
It's okay to not know them if you're not an athlete or you've never competed, but like everybody knows that you have to fuel your body with clean food if you want to be optimal. You need to sleep right.
But do they but what I'm saying is, do they re-look at it as a contributing factor if they stepped foot on the mats
Yeah.
and they lost? Will they just look at their jujitsu and say, I lost because of my jujitsu? Or will they also be like, yeah, and also like the 24-hour lead up, I kind of didn't have like good sleep. I didn't really eat so well. My weight cut, if you did a weight cut, like that was a fucking disaster.
I mean, if you think you lost because your energy levels were low, like you weren't able to get the output, the energy output that you would have needed to win scrambles, or if like by your third match you were just completely dead and you were like, oh fuck it, I'm like there's no way, then yeah, you have to think about these things.
But do people consciously think about these things? Is what I'm saying is like we tend to just give the bulk of our focus to what happened in the match, but not towards all of the other things that are hovering around that are contributing factors to your mindset.
I think they do. You think they
so?
don't?
I don't know. Well, then maybe I'm speaking for myself, because just recently I started being like, okay, let's start tracking this. Like, let's start mentally at least thinking this. Like, you really didn't sleep that much last night. Like, is this a thing you always do when you have something big the next day? Or that for sure is contributing to my energy. But then when I talk about like my lack of energy in a match, I'll just be like, he tired me out.
Yeah.
Not I didn't sleep well.
Yes. Yeah, I got you. It really is a form of self-sabotage.
100%.
Like
dude.
I wasn't. So I think I had. Anyways, I don't want to make excuses, but like, yeah, like these things are just ways of self-sabotage.
100%, dude. And here, like we can go down that stream even farther. You cannot sleep good the night before because you're working yourself up. You're nervous, blah, blah, blah. You're working yourself up. Dude, when I don't sleep well, the next day, my food choices are usually super poor.
That's true.
Yeah. So now we've created like a steamroll.
Yeah.
Where it's like, maybe I would have been able to fend off this urge for a steak fritter had I slept better. But when I don't sleep good, the next day, usually I just want to eat something like fucked up. So tying back to like, hey, what was the first domino that caused me to get into this situation where I just couldn't fend this guy off in the match? Like, there has to be some sort of time that's allocated towards like, hey, like maybe even like diary this scenario. Like if you're really serious about competing, like towards the lead up.
Preparation is important. I think that I consider that is that your day actually starts the night before. You know what I mean?
Maybe even.
So like, well, I mean,
yeah.
Like if you go too far back, you'll just end up fucking getting paralysis by analysis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, what I mean by that is that like, having a good night's sleep doesn't start when you go to sleep. It starts it starts like a few hours before you go to sleep. You know what I mean?
100%.
Kind of like that like, anyways, not to get too like nerdy about it, but I've been thinking about that. It's like when you go to bed at night, it's good to think about what you have to do the next day. You know what I mean? Not to like project yourself too much in the future, but at least just like how do I want to wake up tomorrow morning? And like what do I need to do tomorrow morning to start my day in a good rhythm, you know?
Yeah, on the right foot, you know?
And then that does kind of carry you throughout the day.
For sure.
But you're right. If you can't sleep because you're nervous, so you turn to TV and then you go to bed at like 1 a.m. That's a momentum. When you wake
Yeah.
up the next day,
And you're sitting at
you're
Poor
gonna be
Boy's
like,
Diner.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's gonna
eh.
be like coffee, breakfast sandwich from
Yeah.
McDonald's, and
Easy, you know?
Yeah.
Justifications are a little bit easier.
oh yeah,
So, anyways, we had a good tournament. So that was 1 of 1, and then we hit up Syracuse where the curse continued, and JP's night weight, let's call it that, his night weight materialized, and to self-sabotage him.
yeah,
It make you heavier.
crazy, bro.
And dude, he was so confused when he looked at the scale. He was like, "What?" He's like, "Wait, let me try the other scale." Ah, yeah, must be the other scale. Nope, same weight on both scales.
You know what? He took it well though. He
Yeah.
didn't flail. He didn't spaz. He didn't make a big deal of it. He was just kind of, he was like, yeah, he was confused and he was a bit bummed out.
Yeah, he was disappointed.
And
but
he tried to lose it. You know, it's like he went to the bathroom, but I think he had like 5 pounds.
Yeah,
It's
it was
it's very
something
hard to lose
crazy.
5 pounds like that when you don't have access to a sauna or anything like that.
Yeah, it was something crazy. And I have to say, he took it exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Because JP really wants to compete, like all the time. Like, it's obnoxious. Last week, before our belt ceremony, was it last week? I don't even know. Whatever. The few days before the belt ceremony, he's like, "Abby, let's go compete in Ohio." I'm like, dude, Ohio is far. No. He's like, "Oh, it's just a bus ride or something." It was like 15 hours. It was even more. I don't even know. It was so far that I was like, dude, we're not gonna sit on a bus for whatever the hell. It's at least 15 hours or like, no. Like, there are closer tournaments. Let's just wait. And he was gonna get promoted to blue belt, so I needed him to just stay in freaking Montreal so that he can get promoted.
So he has his blue belt now.
Yes, JP is a blue belt. He was gonna compete yesterday
Yeah.
at blue belt.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was gonna be awesome. So like, I was just trying to get him to stay, and he's like, "No, let's go to Ohio." And I was like, "Oh my God, dude! Like, just give me a couple of days, take your damn blue belt, and then go do whatever you want." You know, like. Anyways, he's JP loves to compete.
He really got the competition bug.
He really does. Like, if you tell him, he'll go. He's down. Like, he's a gamer. And all this to say is that he loves to compete, and he wants to compete every chance
Yeah.
that he gets. Anyways, his disappointment was way deeper than what we saw. Is what I.
No, but that's fine though. That's good.
Yes.
That's good. You know, because that's responsible, man. You know, like, you're responsible for your own feelings, and he didn't dump, he didn't flail, he didn't make a big deal of it. He just took it,
He took it.
and he behaved like a champ.
Yeah.
You know,
Bro, more.
he didn't try to justify it to us or to anyone. He was just very, very professional. You know, and now I'm sure he's gonna try to figure it out.
Yeah, and to kind of reinforce just to what extent he was acting like a champ, it really did hurt him to not be able to compete. And right away, like, I saw him kind of shake it off a little bit. He looked at me and he was like, and he was still distraught and annoyed, and you can tell. And he was like, "Okay, what do you need? Like, what do you need to be able to get ready for your matches?"
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's big, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
really. Like,
Yeah.
he was really bummed. Like, really bummed. And then within, like, he kind of was like, "Oh," and then, like, minutes later, he just looked over and he was like, "All right, what do you need? What do you need?"
Yeah.
Like, he helped me get some mobility because he's like,
And it worked.
Dude, it worked, man.
What a
Like,
magician.
yeah, like in 6 minutes of him just kind of doing stuff to my arm and to my back, like,
JP's
yeah, like he's a
massage.
physio,
physio,
osteo,
yeah,
like
yeah.
one of those, like
all of that.
all of it.
Maybe.
You know, went to Thailand, learned some stuff too. Like, he's always working on his craft, and right away he just back there, no. And I was like, damn. I even thought, and I was telling you this, I was like, I think I tweaked my back, but really, I hadn't tweaked my back. I think it was just in the right place. So I was like, this is foreign. I feel a muscle here that I didn't used to feel. He
Man,
got me going.
when he was doing that shit to you, I felt like, dude, this is intense, man. Like he was putting
Yo,
your
bro.
dude, he was putting your legs in like positions and like stretching, and where I in my head I was like, my knee would have popped
Oh, nice.
like already.
I tapped a few times. Like I was like tap. It was like my reaction. Where I was like, "Is this a submission?" But like, he obviously he's pulling and he feels the tension in my
Yes,
body,
yeah,
so
yeah,
he
yeah,
knows.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, he
so
does.
if he did that to
And
you,
you're
he
you're
wouldn't.
you're a weird elastic motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, there's some parts.
So like
of
when
me
I
that
was
are.
watching him do that to you, I was like, my body does not do that.
Yes, but it'll go to he would go
Yes,
to the
yes.
extent
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that you would need to go. Anyway, so he got me all kind of worked up. Then like he was in our corner coaching. Like he shifted his mindset from the disappointment towards being a team player. We went through it, and then I think when we got back in the car, like he had to kind of brood it out a little bit in silence. But like it's a championship mentality to be able to kind of like
100%, man.
be like, all right, how can I be of service?
For all like the kind of quirky character traits that JP has, he's a good, solid guy, man.
JP's a
Like
10.
his personality
Yeah,
is really solid. Like he's solid within himself, you know?
yeah, he's a 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
He really
Yeah.
is, man. Like,
Yeah.
good soul, good guy, and that's why he's part of the whatever we want to name this crew. But we probably should just go by Poor Boys from now on.
Poor boys, yeah.
I think the guys in the logo had the beanies like us too. I don't even know,
Could be.
maybe. Anyway, so that was
Oh, man.
our couple of experiences here with the boys, and now today we do have like a
Back in
special.
town.
We're back here. We're back in Montreal. We do have a special unveiling. Shall I get the box?
No, I'll get it.
Max, get the box.
You can talk about it.
I will say, also, while you go check there, is there a chance? Should we check the GSP door? Is that you, George? No, I don't think he's here today, Max, sadly. But maybe, hold on.
We got to put a sign up there, dude.
I see somebody walking in the distance. It's not him.
We
One
got to put
day.
it.
One day, George St. Pierre will walk through that door.
We got to put a sign up there, dude.
We need a sign.
Yeah.
This way, George St. Pierre.
All right, guys.
Our famous box has
Yep.
been created. Dude, did you use tape?
Yeah.
This is tape?
Yeah. Look.
I thought it was an actual. Wow. I thought this was a string, dude.
It's a
This
jiu-
is some
it's a
Elon
jiu-jitsu
Musk
gym.
stuff you just created.
Yeah. I mean,
That
you know,
is super smart.
I just make it happen, dude. Plus, it's like jujitsu related. It's
That is freaking
finger tape.
amazing. It's finger tape.
Okay, guys. So for everyone who's a member of this gym, okay, and if you train here and if you're a white belt or not, okay, we created this box. It's a white belt questions podcast box. It's got a little slit up here. There's a pen attached to it, and we got some papers here that you're gonna have to. Oh no, you know what? They actually fit. You can.
Fold them once, maybe twice. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like this.
So if you have any questions for us to answer on the podcast, what you do is you write it on that pad. You write your name or not. You can be anonymous if you want. And you know, this is the part of the podcast where we're now going to open this box and pick a couple questions and read them.
Right. We do have a question. I just sent in a blank, so we're gonna you can avoid the blanky over here. Our first ever question from the box.
Yeah, it's a premiere.
It is a premiere.
It's a grand opening, and this box is going to be in the front, either around the iPad or by the bench, by the white bench. All right.
People, give us some questions
Alrighty.
or draw stuff. Ooh, what a nice question. Looks long.
You know what? I mean, I don't want to get. I don't know what this says about me that like I get hung up on things like this, but like
The
the writing, but
The writing?
also. I know. I think it's because I have a pad like this. I'm surprised that it's written like that and not like that. But no. Anyways, I see what it is. Okay.
It started off on a normal piece of paper.
Yeah. Okay. So we got two questions. We got no names. So this is from an anonymous Carlson Gracie member, and we got question number one is how
Super anonymous. Thank you, Chewy.
Oh, okay. Question one: how do I make BJJ fun again?
Oh, wonderful question.
And then he wrote, "Okay, I failed."
I don't know.
Oh, how do I make
This is
Oh
even
no no
the
okay,
better part of it.
yeah. So how do I make jujitsu fun again?
That was the question.
That's question number one. There's gonna be a number two.
That's amazing, man. That is a great question. You want me to?
Yeah, go for it.
You know, I always say this, and I'll always keep saying it. You have to make friends here. Like walking into this gym, there's a huge part of it that is a social aspect. And if you're having a hard time on the mats, the part that you need to start looking towards are the friendships that you have here. Like you don't only come here to with the measuring stick of like how is my jiu-jitsu doing here. You can come here to be like, "Oh, I wonder how Max is doing. Oh, I'm excited to see my friend Max and ask him how his day's been. I'm excited about the conversation that I might likely have during drilling with one of my partners. Oh, I wonder who I'm going to be partnered with. Like maybe I should partner with somebody that I don't know and learn about them." There are little tricks that I used when the jiu-jitsu part was tough because I was in a little bit of a slope, like a slant in terms of like I just fell down because like I felt like I wasn't learning, but that's probably when you're learning the most. And I started shifting my focus into like some of the social aspects that kept me kind of coming to the gym. So a part of making jiu-jitsu fun is when one part, at least for me, that in my experience, when one part of it was suffering, I turned towards other parts of it that were still part of the bigger picture of jiu-jitsu, but that gave me kind of something to look forward to, like a shift in my focus. And I felt like if I can just keep training and keep showing up, eventually, like everybody was telling me, things are just going to start happening for you.
Yeah.
So I think maybe a little small part of the answer is finding things within the larger community to kind of look forward to and enjoy and be happy about.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. One thing that I would say is maybe stop trying to win so much, because when you roll and you're only, again, it's that outcome thing, right? When you're so focused on the outcome and you don't get your outcome, you're gonna feel bad. You know, you're gonna feel like you lost. You're gonna feel like you're a loser. You're gonna start comparing yourself to other people. So if you're in a slump, maybe you're just trying to win so much. You're so focused on a result that you're not getting that it's robbing you of your joy. So just like try to remember that like when you roll, you're trying to have fun, you know, like try to be more creative, do things that you don't normally do. Stop trying to, stop trying to beat people up and
Yeah, stop trying to chase an
have
outcome.
a bit of fun, yeah.
Yes. You're right, dude. And we were talking about this in the car drive a little bit yesterday, and probably all the time. But yes, when you're chasing an outcome, first of all, what is the outcome? You want to go like you want to do some deep work, like you don't want to do you want to do some deep work. It's like what's the outcome you're chasing? Like, what are you chasing? If you're gonna say like
Yeah.
it's wins and submissions or whatever it is, like you got to revise that outcome. Like
Yeah.
maybe the revision should be showing up, you know, rolling lights.
Or like learning to not take things so seriously.
Exactly. You know, like there has to be a revision of the outcome because, you know, what's at the heart of things kind of losing their fun is maybe when things get
Too serious.
too serious. It's like, it's corny to say, but it is a large part of it is that, and it's like, why are you making it that? You know, like that's a bigger question. Like, why are you turning it into that?
Yeah. Huh, yeah.
What's
yeah,
behind that?
I think that's just like a vicious cycle actually.
It's expectations that you're kind of presetting on yourself. It's like there's like, and I think that's part of, again, like the thing that hits people who really like go far in jiu-jitsu. I think that's part of what we like is, again, you're learning about yourself in this sport that is, you know, like you're not going to lose your job here, you know, but at your job when you have to, it's just a different vibe. Like over here, it's when you're doing jiu-jitsu, how can I say this? It doesn't matter what happens, dude. You want to be upset, you can be upset, but at the end of the day, it's just jiu-jitsu. It's just a thing that you're doing on your spare time. But so you can learn about yourself with kind of like
with not as
less
much
consequences.
of yeah,
Like
exactly.
it doesn't matter, you know. And
Yeah.
this is one of those things that it's like, hey, well, if you want to do the deep work, it's like, let's sort out what is behind you treating yourself this way, and what is it that you're really chasing. And I think if you can make those adjustments in jiu-jitsu, you can make those adjustments in life.
In the rest of your life, yeah.
And like that's again when you start to get those wins, that's when you literally are like, damn, jiu-jitsu is changing my life. Like,
Yeah.
and that's why some of us are truly kind of, because they're addicted to this. It's a part of this is like the no consequences of these learnings that you get. And if you can apply them in the rest of your life and see, and on top of that, like, you know, you're doing this cool thing, you're you know, you could beat people up or whatever, like that's all plus, you know? So I don't know how far how far we got off that answer, but
No,
like
that's good. I mean, you know, again, I don't know what's going on with Chewy, but when jiu-jitsu stops being fun, it's probably that you're taking it too seriously and you're looking for an outcome. So if you want it to be fun again, just literally like stop trying to win, stop trying to go for an outcome, and have fun when you roll.
mhm.
You know, I think that's the very basic answer, right?
Yeah, and like have fun. There are ways to also to shift perspective to have fun, you know, like when I used to go out with large groups, like anytime we used to go out to like, I don't know, like a restaurant or whatever the hell. And it was like there was always like a couple of people in the group who were like, I don't like that place. And I was like, hey, listen, I know. Like I would literally tell them aside, like, because at one point, like we're 10, it's like, hey, every place somebody's not gonna like. But this place has enough space to seat all 10 of us, so guess what? That's the reason why we're going there, if we're being fair. But I get it. You don't like this place. You want to just focus on that? You're gonna have a fucking miserable night all night. Like, I get it. Is there any other thing that you can do, or that you can shit so that you can have a good time tonight? Like, do you want to maybe sit next to somebody? Do you want to get excited about maybe sitting next to like whoever and like having like a fun conversation?
You know what's funny, dude? I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
But there's a way.
But you know what? Like for me, it's like I probably didn't want to go out to start off with.
Right.
You know, like
Deeper.
Dude, you just said a group of people, like 10 people. Instantly in my head, I'm like, no.
Not for me.
It doesn't matter where it doesn't matter if we're going to if we're going to my favorite place on earth, then maybe that'll be okay. But like,
Yes.
but then what? Like, then it's like dependent on me going to my favorite place on earth.
Yes.
I'd rather just not go. I'll be like, no, I'm not doing that, guys. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'll see you guys
Yes.
some other time, you know?
Yes. I mean,
But
listen,
anyways.
that's fair. But in this context of this thing, it's like we're all doing it. We're doing it. We're going somewhere. Like we're already agreed. It's just, again, shifting focus. That guy can sit there and
Yes.
be upset all night, or he can shift his focus and be like, you know, this part could be fun. This thing could be fun. Maybe this, but if you're just hell-bent on this one thing, like thought, thing, outcome, purpose, whatever, you're just honed in on this one thing, you're going to continue to feel what you want to feel. You know, if you want to make something fun, you got to find a way to attach to something that can make it fun.
You know what's funny, bro? There's so much more to that. Like, because I'm like I'm starting to think in my head now, like, this isn't something that we can talk that I want to talk about
Live.
on the podcast, but
Yes.
I think I
We'll
might
take
have
a
something for you, bro.
mental notes.
It's but look, the big picture is and like this can get complicated, but it's all connected, man. Like the rest of your life is connected to every other aspect of your life. You know what I mean? So like I don't know, man, like if you're not having fun at jiu-jitsu. So look, okay, here's an example. I couldn't have fun in New Hampshire because my stomach was fucked up. But my stomach is like independent of jiu-jitsu, but that day they were dependent on each other. So like maybe you're not having fun on the mats because your relationship with your girlfriend isn't going good.
Yes.
Or like maybe you're not having fun on the mats because your boss is fucking breathing down your neck and making you feel like you're not good enough, and then you show up on the mats here and you're like, I gotta prove that I'm good enough, and now you're trying to win all the time. Like, I don't know. It's complicated.
It's super
complicated
complicated.
sometimes.
And it is, and it's like we're giving like basic advice.
Yes.
But there is still a thing that says, like your focus and listen. Can you shed it
But
completely?
what I'm saying is that sometimes the reason why you might not having be having
might not
fun
be having fun.
on the
That
mats
was a tough one.
might have nothing to do with your life on the mats. You might have to look outside the mats to and then fix that maybe. Like,
Yes.
anyways,
It can get super wild.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
100%
Yeah.
right. But you can you can try to put your finger on it. But you got to keep showing up.
Yes.
Despite.
Yes.
Because that is still
Yeah.
part of the
It
cure.
is, yeah. And it is life, like even the other parts of your life.
Yes.
You got to
exactly.
keep showing up.
Yeah.
Even
no
if
choice.
it's not
Boss is a
yeah.
dick. You still got to show
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You got to make that ends meet.
Yeah. All right. Question number 2. What are you currently working on, BJJ wise?
Hilarious.
That's good.
That's a very funny question.
Yeah.
Because, anyways, that is a very funny question.
Thank you for the question. We're gonna answer
Yes.
it. And guys, don't forget. Okay, put questions in here. It'll make this this part of the podcast possible.
That much more interesting.
Yeah.
All right, what am I working on? Well, I have this lofty goal of being able to compete at Worlds in August for Master Worlds, and so I'm gonna even cheat the question. What am I working on? After the competition yesterday and leading up to these last couple of competitions that I did, I definitely did well, but I absolutely know for certain that if I even have a chance at doing well at Worlds, I'm going to have to, my physical body needs to catch up. My physical body needs to catch up. That poor bastard has been sitting on the back burner, just withering away for the last 6 years. So I need to put some armor on me. So I know it's not answering
You
the
stopped
question.
lifting weights 6 years ago?
More, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, more.
Really?
Yes.
How long have you lived in this neighborhood?
Sorry, say that again?
How long have you lived in this neighborhood for?
Probably like 8 to 10 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I haven't really been to a serious gym since I've been downtown.
Okay.
And it used to be my whole life back in the day. Literally, what I do for jiu-jitsu.
Dude, you know you have a gym in your building.
Yeah, I know, it's wild. I know.
Okay.
So it's some wild stuff. There's a lot of that first question in this, like avoidance and anyways. For me, and I know this is cheating the question, but I need to start working on that.
I don't think it is cheating the question.
Yeah, because like in your, I guess, yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So it's within there, and that's literally it for me. I don't even want to think past that.
Yeah.
I need to get in the gym. I need to put some armor on my body.
Perfect.
Because in my third match yesterday, I thought my left hand couldn't even, I was done at the end of the match. There was nothing left in this, and I know that's because of injuries and blah blah bleed dumping and
Yeah.
I had nothing left at the end of my third match from my left hand. If I had to go another fourth match, pretty sure it wouldn't have been possible because it took me at least an hour before I felt normal in my left hand.
Okay.
So I gotta get in the gym, Max. I gotta put in that kind of work because I have a goal, to not to win. I mean, obviously I would love to win, but my goal is if I go to Worlds, when I go to Worlds, I don't want to feel like I lost because of something that was within my control. This is an element that is within
Yes.
my control.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I lose,
Yeah,
I want to
it.
lose to someone who just, you got the best of me.
Yeah.
You beat me in a fair match, but I didn't lose because I knew in my head,
Yes.
Abby, you couldn't keep going. You had nothing in the gas
Yeah.
tank. That feeling, I don't want to have.
That would be like you left something on the table that you should have brought with you.
Yes, and I just...
And that's 100% on you at that point.
Yes, I don't want to have that feeling. If somebody beats me, it's break me, but you broke me because I didn't see it coming, and
Yeah.
you beat me. You
And-
strategically
yeah.
and tactically beat me.
Yes.
Not because I couldn't.
Yeah, you wanna learn, like if you get beat, you want there to be a lesson learned that you didn't already know.
Yeah.
Not something that you knew but you neglected.
And I neglected it. That's
Yeah.
perfectly said. So like, that's gonna be my focus for the next 5 months, and like I'm saying it here, and anybody who's at the gym can hold me accountable to that. Actually, you know what? For the guys who are at the gym and the ladies, like you should be like, hey Abby, you work out this week? Like ask me. Like if you guys want to help me on this journey, just ask me. Like, hey, how's your workout going? For those of you who listen, and I should be responding based on these statements, which is like, hey, like I'm taking this seriously. I'm going to be doing this. So if that makes any sense, I don't know if that made sense. Just like,
It does if that works for you.
well, I mean, like I know this is on me, and I'm the one who has to do it, and I will do it. But I like the feedback of
Okay.
like the accountability towards my team.
Okay, cool. You got did Spencer send you that thing?
I'm gonna start working with Spencer. He's gonna put together a
A diet and a workout plan.
diet workout plan that's gonna have like phases based on like the lead up time that we have before Worlds. So Spencer is, and I say this with as much love, and we always say this with love when we call somebody a nerd, but like Spencer is a nerd when it comes to this stuff, like an epic nerd. So like I really trust him. I just have to follow exactly what he says and just execute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Spencer's going to be on that ship. Hopefully, I can also utilize some JP action.
Yeah.
And then and you'll be my, let the people know too, like you're
Emotional
my
support coach?
Dude, you're my coach.
I'm like the emotional support dog, you know?
You're my mental coach, and Murtaza is my technical coach.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, I think Mortaza should be in your corner when you're rolling.
100%. Like he already reviewed my matches from the competition yesterday. His feedback is always spot on. Like my whole game is formed with Murtaza's shining light on me.
Okay.
You know, like he knows exactly what works for me and and if you just listen, like there's a lot of power there. He looks
Yeah.
at my videos right away and he knows like, oh, you, Abby, could have done this. He's not gonna start telling me things that are outside of my capacities. But he's able to look and be like, hey, you are really good at this and you should have put that in there and we could be working on this, and in the gym we're gonna start doing this more. Like right when he watched the matches, he checked things that I was like, damn, I thought I was good at this, but there's a reason why, he's the head instructor. Like he knows his stuff.
Nice.
So we're a solid team here.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Cool.
What do you got for the people? What are you working on?
What?
Go ahead.
Not what?
Well, I was gonna say, like, in a weird way, you also need to work on something that's not jujitsu.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a choice. If I want to continue doing jiu-jitsu, I don't have a choice. I have to change this behavior, and that's kind of that's hopefully not everyone has to go through what I go through to learn my lessons, but that's
I feel like
we're all different, I guess.
We're all different, dude.
Okay, let me answer that. So getting to mount, I'm getting to mount a lot. But I still need to figure out how to get to that S mount a bit easier. Another thing is I need to pull guard with my foot on the hip hard and play a different type of guard, because every time I roll with you, bro, you smash that guard, and I cannot, like.
It's frustrating.
Look, here's the deal. Everybody else in the gym, if I play that guard, I'm normally solid and I get a sweep. But as soon as I move up, like the guys in this gym, as soon as I move up,
belt rank. You're saying.
yes, you guys just know how to handle it.
Yeah.
So I think I need to stop playing that guard. It's a lazy guard for me.
I don't know about that, but
Okay. Well, what do you think?
okay. I was gonna let you finish, but if you want me to jump in,
I think I just need more. We have the same roll all the time.
yeah.
I pull into half. either two things happen. Okay, you go into HQ, and then you smash pass.
I get like a deep cross collar and I control your sleeve.
Nope, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, okay. Oh yes, I do try to
I
smash
pull
pass. Yes.
sometimes,
Yes,
and
yes.
you're in HQ,
Yes,
and
yes.
and you smash pass.
Yes, and then you
that's,
turn the other way.
That's one way that you pass my guard.
Yes.
The other way is that I get into my half guard, but you get my shoulder on the floor, you pull the sleeve, you get your knee through and up on me, and then you knee cut.
Yes.
So that just doesn't work.
Yes.
And I need to acknowledge that I cannot do that with guys that are at your level.
Yes. But where I was like trying to like butt in, you said like,
Sure.
you literally said you used these words, it's a lazy guard. Dude, it's not a lazy guard. It's not lazy. Nothing about that guard is lazy. Like it's just, you can't just rely on
Yeah.
that.
Yes, yes,
like
yes.
it's not lazy. It's a grinder freaking way to pass. Like it's tough.
To pass or to sweep.
Sorry, to sweep,
Okay.
excuse me. Like
Be-
it's tough.
I'll tell you why it's a lazy guard, bro.
Because it's easy for you?
No, because I'm literally laying down on my hip.
Yes, I get it. But you are gonna get smashed a lot.
I don't
trying
care.
to- yeah, that's why it's not lazy. Is what I'm saying. Dude, it's a tool in the toolbox.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be like, I need to just throw it away. You just need to be able to start going from one to the next.
Yes,
Like as soon
but
as you feel the guy has the answer, you can't just keep going for it.
But that's the thing about that guard. When you play a guard that's so close and tight, it's hard to go from that guard back to an open guard. I think
Yeah.
it's to progress from an open guard to a close, tight guard. It works. Doing the opposite is a bit more hard. I mean, again, more, you know. Plus, I'm so hard to talk to, bro. Like I get that I'm hard headed and but look,
You're learning kind of how you like to learn. That's fair.
I think so for me it's like that my guard playing now has to start
Evolving.
new right when I pull.
Okay, I'm saying.
I can't.
You want a new beginning.
A new path.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't progress from where I'm at because it's a dead end.
I understand.
I need to pull different and then start playing a different guard right off the bat. If I'm going to learn, that's where I need to be.
That's super cool and that's super fair. It's like you want to start from a new kind of fork, whereas you don't want to go backwards from like where you kind of have been ending up, which is
Yeah,
like,
because I'm already at a.
yeah, you feel like, hey,
I'm
you've gone
in a
too
cul-de-sac.
far path. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the cul-de-sac. That's super fair. Like I think that's even just realizing that again, that's your way of learning, and that's a powerful thing. Like, and I think actually everybody learns that way. Eventually, you're just like, damn it. I thought I had this figured out.
Yeah.
This was working so well for so long, and now
Yeah.
it doesn't. And it's that revision where you got to go back up the road.
Well, you know,
that's the
it's-
hard part.
It's funny because I could trick myself into thinking it works with 99% of the people. It's only that 1 or 2% of the people that are giving me a hard time.
Yes.
And I could say, well, fuck it. You know, I'm just going to keep on working
Yes.
backwards.
Yes.
But now I'm like, no, I can't. I have to move forward. I have to find a solution for those 2% of the guys that I'm
If
not
you want to
sweeping.
evolve.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's going to open a whole bunch of other doors too in my
Yeah, that's super fair.
jiu-jitsu.
And like,
you know.
like, I know we might be running a little bit, but in the tournament yesterday, a part of my strategy, to some extent, is testing a guy before I get too deep into the kind of
Okay.
like the lion's den. Like maybe like once I play deep half, it's like, bro, you're committed.
Yeah, no,
You know, and if the guy
exactly.
knows the answer, it's that you're gonna be stuck there.
Yeah.
Like we've gone a little bit too far, kind of down, as you said. And part of it is kind of like me testing them early, like even if it's a bullshit story that I'm telling myself, but I'm like, okay, like, can he defend this? Oh shit, yeah, he can. Can he defend this? Oh yeah, okay, let me see if I grab this, like, and then you start to get a feel for like, wait a second, I don't think this guy understands maybe these close quarters so well. Like he's he's not reaching for the crossface, whatever the thing
Yeah,
is, you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
in the moment. Like he's not paying attention to that arm. And then eventually I'm like, oh man, like I can get in with this guy
Yeah.
and he will not know where we are. This is not a position
You
he's
know,
familiar
this
with.
might be a knowledge gap. So, I feel like you have a big Rolodex of things that you can do in your game. Mine is not so big. In order for me to expand it, I need to take a new path.
Yes.
But I think I think you have that ability because you have a Rolodex. You know, like you're a coach, so you teach a lot. And plus, dude, you're a student. You know,
Yes,
you
I am a
watch a
student
lot
of
of
this.
it. You take your notes and all that.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Super nerd.
So yeah,
Yeah, having that will lead to a little less frustration because, and if you're capable, like if you're I think again, this is kind of my MO when I compete. It's like, all right, first things first. Let's see if you can handle this. Oh wow, you could. All right, okay, that didn't work. I'm not gonna beat my head against the wall. I just keep there's like this predominant thought in my mind. Like you don't know everything. I just keep saying that. I'm like, you don't know everything. There's gonna be a major hole. I can find it. Some people do like, you can just literally touch their legs, and then they're like, oh my God, this is where the ship is on fire, and they're just throwing up their arms. You know, like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like that. It could just be that. Just literally,
True.
not even knowing. There was a brown belt, and like I watched him roll with a black belt, and at one point, he grabbed the black belt's ankle, and the black belt had to respect it so much that he let go of everything, kind of thing. Like it was a scenario like that. And then I sat down with the brown belt after, and I was like, bro, I know you. You know nothing about leg locks. He's like, yeah. He's like, I just grab it because they're just going to start respecting it so much that they just let go of everything. So you already know that guy has
Right.
like a don't touch my legs scenario. So you can test somebody out like that until you find like, hey, where is your gaping hole? And I'm just going to try and get there. But you do have to have a bit of a wide game. And there's a part of it that is also like, I just need to know a little bit. And you might freak out and open up everything and allow me to pass completely, which a little bit of that happened in my third match yesterday, where the guy was overwhelmed. When we got into the dogfight, and I was like, whoa. I stood in the dogfight with him because I thought he knew some judo, and I was like, is he going to Uchimata me from the knees?
His coach called it.
His coach called Uchimata?
Yeah.
From the knees?
Yeah.
Dude, I had that thought. I didn't hear that. I had that thought in my head. I was like, is he going to do it? Because I'm like, as soon as he does, I'm going to jump on this guy's back. And we waited for like a second, and I was like, he's not doing anything. He doesn't, I didn't hear the coach say that. But in my head, the conclusion was like, he doesn't know this position. And he didn't, because he tried to roll under me in the silliest way, and I just literally jumped over to the side and ended up in side control. But it was a part of it was like, hey man, we've been testing a lot of waters here, and I found some water where I felt like he just didn't know. So I was like, okay, like, I just keep telling, he can't know everything about everything. So as long as I'm on the offense and I'm choosing the directions we go in, like I have 4 or 5 places that I like, hopefully one of them he's going to show me that he's a complete rookie at. And that's when hopefully I'll have a chance. I don't know how we got here, Max. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we answering your question right
Yeah,
now?
I
What's
don't even
going on,
know.
bro?
Yeah, where are we? Yeah.
I think we're talking about like what
You
we're
were
working
saying
on
about,
in
yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
exactly. And like you need to kind of go back up the
Yeah.
road to be able to expand your game. But
Yeah.
that is an important piece, dude. And some people will not do that, and it hinders their jiu-jitsu. It really
I think
does.
so, man. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta expand a little bit.
Yeah. And like, again, we always go back to the well when we need some feel-good energy. But against the guys where you know it's not going to work anyway, you're just kind of like, all right, fuck it, let me try something new. And then you know, actually you should be trying something new against like the weaker belts so that you can build that
Yeah.
game before you bring it to trying.
Yeah.
But that's our story.
Yeah, that's it.
So no GSP again today.
No GSP. Welcome back to the podcast. We're here.
We're doing it.
We're back.
Let's
Back
get
in
it
town.
going. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got today? You have training? We got some training later.
No, I gotta go.
You gotta head out.
I got a date at 11 o'clock
Ah, yes.
in fucking Duvernay, bro.
That's far, dude. I played
It is, eh?
hockey against them. Yeah, it's like Laval-ish, no? Past
Yeah,
Laval or something.
it's Laval, but it's on the other side of the 25.
You know me in geography, dude. I feel like you're going on to another country. Bring your passport.
It is kind of far, man.
It's far.
I don't even know I'm going with on a date with a girl who lives that far. Like, it doesn't even, like, logistically, it doesn't really make sense, right?
Hey, you know, like, I met the wife and she lived in Laval and I was downtown and
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
So what, you would drive there every time you had to see her? Or
I mean, yeah, or you kind of meet halfway and then eventually, like,
you do sleepovers and all that?
you kind of figure it out.
Yeah,
All right.
Anyways, we'll see.
Let's call it, Max.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, don't swear now.
Sorry.
Right here. All right, people.